Hi, this is Eva Vlaskova, day 9 of 30 days challenge of going live. Today I have Boris joining me for a little conversation, a little sample of what's happening in our life on daily basis, our conversations. And I find them fascinating, and few people told us we should start sharing them. So let's see where this takes us. Before we press the button of going live, I actually asked him, what are we talking about today? And he's like, let's press the go live and let's see what happens. Proper impro.
Yeah,
What did you say?
I have one word that is nagging me, and is that one of flow. Like, what is
Going
it to,
with the flow.
What is it to go with the flow? And I think
Okay.
this is the perfect example. Is okay. See what happens.
See what happens.
Is it inspiration? Is it what does drive flow?
For me, going with the flow actually means do not go against the current of the life. Do not hold tightly onto some agenda to the point that we discard anything that comes on our path as a surprise instead of that just embracing it and welcoming it as a gift.
So it involves external input like obstacle, events, things that happened. But it's not really what we are doing now, which is pressing a button and
It just...
which is more inspiration.
How to explain this? It's a good question, actually. And I actually feel some anxiety, and before going live, before you arrived, I was meditating with the sunshine on my face, swaying away from your question, by the way. And I was thinking, do I want to, what's my intention for this video? Do I try to prove something? And if so, to who? No? So with the acceptance of the possibility that I'm trying to demonstrate something, I just try to relax my body and just let go of any need of demonstrating anything, to the point of allowing myself to go live without having big clarity of what are we going to talk about. Also, it's my way of tapping into inspiration, in my case, where I just allow myself to go with that flow. Things, whatever wants to come to the surface, does not have anything on its way to actually surface.
Yeah, so it's inspiration rather than flow. It's because it's inspired by the interior urges or ideas or feelings. So it's more like,
for me,
free dive.
For me, it's trusting in
like
myself, trusting in everything is exactly as it needs to be, trusting in whatever comes, it's what needs to be there. That way, I'm not opposing resistance to anything in my life any longer.
Yeah, I was thinking about a word to explain, like, what is it to press play and say we don't have an agenda, like what are we, this feels like free dive. There is another word for that, but like free fall, that's the thing.
Yes.
And at the moment I was saying that, you mentioned the word trust, and I like that because it's trusting yourself as well, right?
That reminds me of one article I wrote quite a while back, where I was talking about the universal web and how you can actually allow yourself to just surrender and go into that fall backwards, trusting that that universal web that holds us all together will hold you, and that no, you're not going to fall in between those holes.
I've read a book about that. It was called The Fire from Within, from Carlos Castaneda.
Okay.
Where he's guided by, over his peyote experiences, by Don Juan. And it's like the 4th or 5th book. I've read the first couple, and then that one, and that one is like literally free fall, but like literally, you just jump and you'll be supported and guided, and somehow he survives. He doesn't explain how. And I find it a bit extreme, to be honest.
I am a bit extreme. You did notice that by now. Okay, in my case, why I started practicing this was to really let go of my over-controlling of all situations because of my extreme PTSD, and telling my system constantly it is safe to trust, it is okay to relax, it is okay to surrender, and that I am not alone, that universe has my back, and that there's always some backup plan where I stop trying to micromanage everything. Eventually, something will step in and take over, and things start flowing more smoother. And at the same time, what happens is suddenly it's like the wave that picks the boat, and you land exactly where you wanted to be without even knowing what was that.
Well, yeah, it's a bit like closing your eyes and trusting, but it requires some. What is it like? Some faith into, like, it will be fine because it will serve me, or it will serve the purpose of what I'm doing. There is a faith into something greater than just the immediate moment.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned where you have to be is where you are is where you have to be, or something. That responds to some sort of greater plan.
And it all goes back to that inner calling, to that heartfelt desires or ambitions, right? As far as you're tuning with that, and let that to be your driving force, and adopt this attitude of surrender and of allowing and going with the flow, where suddenly something comes up and it takes you somewhere else, and you just go with it instead of resisting it.
Because it serves your greater
you. Everything
goal.
Happens for you, not against you.
Everything because it serves your greater goal.
That's beyond my imagination or my limiting beliefs. Yes.
What is your goal or your ambition?
Well, right now it's to be able to be on this life for 30 days and prove myself that I don't know what I want to prove myself. Do I want to prove myself something?
Apparently.
Because
you said it.
Yes, definitely. Well, prove myself that all I need to know is already in me. Therefore, I don't need to control too much and just allow it to actually surface. And maybe going with this flow, it's my way of pushing it, of squeezing it, of putting myself in that situation where, like, okay, these words need to start flowing now because I'm actually recording.
It's also got the concept of living on the edge. Like, it doesn't matter, I can be like tested, whatever happens, I'll be fine. That's what you are saying. Like,
back to trust.
Yes, but in your own abilities.
It's everything is welcome. Whatever comes up, it's there for you.
Yeah.
It's carrying some of your missing pieces for your journey.
Yeah, but you said you wanted to prove that you are able, that you know already the answer, that and this forces you to go for them without knowing what you will need. So that's the inner trust. Like,
I know all the answers are within us all the time, and this is my way of telling to the universe, like, hey, I'm on board. It's happening. I'm doing it. You, I, everyone.
I've heard that one. Me. The tree.
The tree. Who is Boris?
Boris is the guy who's sitting next to you.
So you are a guy?
Yeah, I'm a man.
Okay. And that's all you are?
Well, I've got a body, I've got needs, and then I've got the brain, which means that I've got ambitions, and then I've got a heart, which means I've got relationships. So it becomes like quite complex. It's called a human being. Yeah, I'm a human being.
That is so strange. The expression human being comes to me quite often, and I use that expression quite often because it does feel like I spend a big part of my life trying to figure it out, what it actually means being human. How does it look like?
Yeah.
Right?
We are all trying
How
to...
do you do it to get it right? So now I'm on the other extreme and like there's no way to get it wrong. Therefore, even if I just jump on without any schedule, any agenda, I just know I know I am what I need to be, and I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing. And this is my big screen to the universe. I trust through action.
Where is the user's manual of being a human being?
Apparently, it's up in there.
So that's what you said about the answers.
Yeah.
And they are in there.
Yeah. Not here. Not there.
Yeah, but
that's just lots of noise.
However, that's the one that interprets and analyzes and actually ultimately expresses it. Your heart doesn't talk. You have to interpret what your heart tells you. So I still find it a bit puzzling. I mean, I get
because
it.
you're still in your mind. It's about actually quieting that mind, tuning with your body and just with your breath and being with your heart and start speaking from that space. That's the other reason why I want to be in free flow without any agenda. Because then it's not my ego taking over. It's not my subconscious trying to fulfill some secret need, which you never know if it's there or not. No, I always question that.
Any advice for the lay man that I am, or who might be listening, on how to tune in with what your heart is telling you to do?
Well, at the beginning, it's quite difficult because this is still on. Therefore, that kicks in also the survival instinct. So whatever your heart is telling you may be actually contradicting all this programming. Therefore, it's literally about repeating yourself. It's safe to trust. I allow, I surrender, and the universe has my back. Until you really start. It's like when you reconnect in some wiring, for example, right? That's what we're doing here.
But in order to reconnect wiring, like, you need to study electrician, and it takes years.
Yeah.
So what do you need to study or do or learn in order to reconnect with your heart? Back to the question.
Just being present. Being present, being aware of wherever in your body there's some tension, there's some discomfort.
Never managed to get that information. I've read about it, but I don't connect with that. So that's Chinese. It's like, I know. Chinese. So I really want, like, okay, how do I know that the decision I'm making is heart-centered? Okay.
How does it feel like in your stomach? Can you feel your stomach when it's tight, when you feel uneasy, or you have difficulty to breathe, like something is oppressing you? Do you ever feel that?
Zero connection with
your body.
No, I do lots of things with my body, but it's not informing me of my emotions. I mean, yeah, it feels like, again, it feels like an intellectual exercise. Like, I will take note of all the feelings I have, and then take all the. It's just like,
you have a bath. How does it feel like? Why do you have bath? Your body likes it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So you know it's the right choice for you in that moment.
Same as having food or going for a walk.
Unless you eat something that's not right for you. So you are not disconnected from your body. But this is too loud.
Yes. So it's like an exchange between what I think I want and what I feel I want.
You said it, what I think I want.
But that's what I
what I
contrasted
think
it
I
with-
want is the key there. What you think you want is not really what you want usually. You want what you've been told you should want.
We will rewind that because I said just after that,
I
also
heard
what
that.
I feel I want.
And can you tell the difference?
Yeah, the difference is when a want is motivated by a desire of well-being, which could be food, bodily pleasure, head space, like going for a walk in nature.
Yeah.
So they do, and and it is true that the more I do it, and I started quite a few years ago, and you said it's difficult, and I'm the first one to say yes, it is difficult to connect. But the more I do it, I feel like the earlier I can feel the need, the urge, like, no, now it's time to go because my head is overworked and I need half an hour walk in nature. So yeah.
I mean, I observe
can-
you, how you are going with your routines, and it's so organic in you. You don't need to really understand it because somehow your body does it automatically. You developed all these healthy habits just because you assume they're good for you, not because someone told you, because you observed yourself. So do you
No, no.
realize how connected you are with your own body?
Because I read about it, because I practiced it, because I saw people doing it,
Yeah.
because I still do things that I'm not sure what they do, but I've heard they are good, so I do them. So, and then it becomes organic, and then I do acknowledge and hear you. Yes, it becomes easier and it becomes organic. So, yeah, again, full-time job, lifetime journey.
Oh, well, it's worth it, right?
All the way.
Because even though you believe you are so not connected, you are doing so many things in your life that are already ticking many of the boxes that
I didn't say I'm not connected.
people are to your body.
I said I find it difficult, and I'm not sure how to define
Okay.
and how to put words on it, and how to know I am responding to my heart. I didn't say I'm not. I said I recognize, or maybe I did, but it's not what I meant. I meant it's hard to know for sure when and what I said I don't have is the information from my gut or my heart or my throat, like, oh, I feel it's tense here, so it's because I'm feeling stressed by the words of that person. I don't have that. So that's...
Then your reactions are the next thing that's informing you about what's going on.
Yeah.
It's connecting you to your intuition. Whatever it's triggered in you, whatever thoughts are triggering you and are making you feel uneasy.
So
That's
yeah.
the key.
And then it gets, and then by habit, force of habit, or experience, all that practice, or coping mechanism, like I know that I can go into nature, or that I can drink a glass of water, or take a deep breath, whatever it is, then it becomes available to me. But it's not necessarily what you first said, which is that my body informed me. So it's another way.
There's many different ways to get to the same conclusion, and for me works best connecting with my body. For you, not.
Right.
Do we agree that we disagree?
Yeah. No, we both agree that we both agree.
But
the
we
other is
disagree
right.
in the way.
Yeah, you're totally right, and I'm totally right.
We
Well,
both
you're
are right.
wrong with me, and I'm wrong with you, but it's fine because we are.
Basically, it's about actually
Exactly.
owning our own individuality and unique way of decoding things.
And that's why I'm asking, where is the bloody manual? Because like a lot of things that many people talk about cannot identify with, but I found other ways that serve me, and that so it's not a one measure fits all.
That's
or-
why there's so much different information out there, because each person resonates with something different.
and different therapies,
And I love
approaches.
this reality where we are on two different sides of the same coin, no? It's always the same. We do reach the same conclusion. We do even adopt the same approaches, but they're coming from so different processes, right? It's fascinating.
It's cool.
Shall we finish this improv?
Yeah, it was a nice one. I feel complete.
All right.
In that.
Okay. Thank you, Boris, for being on live with me today.
Pleasure.
And we will
I really
repeat
enjoyed it.
on some different moment. And if you would like us to discuss about something specific, one day we will talk about conscious relationship and the stages, at least we went through in order to be where we are today, and the challenges.
That would be
That's
interesting.
gonna be fascinating. Your point of view versus my point of view.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do
I'm
that.
looking forward to it. Thank you for watching and happy weekend.
Bye.
Bye.